Hello and welcome to A Good Day to Railway. Today we're going to install some DCC decoders into a Kato DC passenger train. So we need one for the motor car, and as an option we can put a light decoder in the two cab cars. So here is our motor car decoder, an EM13, and here is our head and tail light decoders, one for the front and one for the rear. So here's our motor car. So we just need to take the bottom cover off. It just slides to the right and you'll hear it slightly click, and you can take that off. And here's our motor. Now you can see those brass tabs. That's now where we need to put our motor car decoder. The truck is in the road, so we just click that out. Comes out fairly easy. Make sure you take the axle, and there it is. So here's our decoder. That's the bottom side, and that's the top side. You can just see by those brass sort of computer tabs. Now, just slides in on top of those tabs, fits in very easily. If you put it in the wrong side, you'll know it because it'll just sit up a little bit. So all we need to do now is put our truck back in and the cover, and that's ready for programming. Next, we're going to move on to the cab cars. As I said before, this decoders in the cab car are optional, but if you don't put them in on DCC, then both lights, both the headlamp and the tail light, will come on at the same time. So we just take a little hatch out, and here's the decoder. They're both got the same decoder, but you just turn around one way and one the other way if you want front and rear. They've got a little tiny little gold tab on the front. This one's the rear car. If you can just sort of slightly see, you see the gold tab there at the front on the right. So it just clicks in, sometimes a little bit difficult, needs a bit of a shove. So we're halfway there. Another good push, nice and central, and in she goes. That's ready to go. Put the hatch back on, and that's ready for programming. So now we're going to program the motor car. Use whatever system you have. I've got an NCE power cab, and I've put it on my programming track. And I just need now to give it an ID. All decoders have a default one of 3. You can leave it on that if you've only got one train. But since I've got multiple trains, I have to give it a separate number. In this case, I just use the manufacturer's number, which is 1709. So it's found the manufacturer and the decoder. It's found the version. Now it's going to ask me for a short address, which you don't really need to set up, but I'll just put 170. It'll ask me to activate that, which I'll say yes. And next it'll ask me for the long address, which is the main address that you'll use. In this case, it'll be 1709. So we put that in. Again, it's going to ask me to activate it. I'll say yes. And if everything's all right, that's done. So we'll just give it a little test here, put 1709 in our system and just go back and forth. See, yep, there she goes. Comes back. No problems. All right, we'll move on to the cab. Now, just for a little bit of difference, we're going to program these on JMRI. If you have a USB adapter to your laptop, you can use this software. It's free. So in this case, I'm just going to press New Decoder. I'm going to find Kato in the range that it's asked for. And then I'm going to look for the tail lights. So it's come up. Again, I'm going to use 1709, all 3 decoders should be the same number. The long address will be 1709. I'll put that in and I'll write all changes to save. Let's see how it goes. Yep, looks all right. And we say OK and done. So let's just test it out. This is the rear cab. The rear lights come on. And this is the front cab. There's the headlamp. All right. Now all we need to do is set it on its way. And we've made that DC train now into DCC. All right, thanks for watching. I'll see you next time. Cheerio.